So we had a stuck exhaust valve on this 1968 Ford Fairlane 500, Australian version of the 351 cubic inch Cleveland engine, Windsor engine, beg your pardon, Windsor. The Cleveland, you can tell the difference because on the Cleveland the fuel pump is mounted with a nut top and bottom, and on the Windsor it's to the left or the front and the rear. Easiest way to tell the difference between the two engines. Now, number 5's exhaust valve was stuck, so what I did was turn the engine to bottom dead center on number 5 cylinder and then feed in a length of ordinary sash cord like you get in a sash window. It's a nice solid rope that doesn't compress easily. Don't use ski rope or nylon. This is cotton and it works very well, and you gradually feed it into the spark plug hole until you've got as much in as you can, and then put a spanner on the torsion vibration damper in the front of the engine and turn it by hand, compressing the piston and the rope on top of it, which then holds the valve in place. And you make up a very simple valve spring compressor, a piece of flat bar, in this case just 4 millimeters, and using the same tappet lash adjusting nut, you screw it down until it's compressed the spring, and then with the aid of a magnet, my trusty piece of magnet, nice big beefy piece, you can take the two C-shaped retainers out, undo the nut and remove this valve spring compressor tool. You're then left with the valve itself. What I then did was I took the top of a detergent bottle and siliconed it into place on the valve guide and filled it with some Q20. WD-40 or WS5, any of those, they all work equally well. And I fortunately had a big hand chuck which fitted very nicely on the valve, so I was able to free it by hand to begin with, just turning it gently up and down, and leaving the reservoir full of lubricant for a couple of days, 2 or 3 days, working it 2-3 times a day. After the 3rd day I removed this. No, before I did that I put an electric drill onto the valve, and at a slow speed I just rotated it to clockwise, anti-clockwise, clockwise, anti-clockwise, up and down. The valve finally came loose, beautifully loose. I removed that. I put the spring back, compressed it with a trusty compressor, put the retaining clips back, removed that, and Bob's your uncle. Now we can put the valve push rod back in its place, and the rocker along with its domed washer, dome downwards, its adjusting nut, and there you are, you have a working valve again. Neat, huh? Don't have to take the head off, just a length of old clothesline or sash cord and a homemade tool, And away you go. We'll have this baby running